In the endless darkness of space, a single warship drifted near the outer edge of human territory. It was called the Resolute. Once it had been a proud battleship of the human defense fleet, but now it was old, rusted, and forgotten. Other races laughed whenever they saw it. To them it was a joke, a flying museum piece, slow and outdated. For years, the galaxy's powerful alien empires had mocked humanity. They believed humans were weak, their ships primitive, their technology nothing compared to the great armadas of the stars, and the Resolute was their favorite example of human failure. But deep inside that old ship, something was different. Its crew wasn't made of polished soldiers. They were survivors, veterans of past wars, engineers who refused to quit, and a captain who had seen too many battles to count. Captain Elias Ward was calm, quiet, and known for one thing: he never surrendered. That day, sensors picked up movement near the border. A fleet of alien warships was approaching, hundreds of them. Their goal was simple: destroy every human ship in the sector and make an example of Earth's weakness. The alien commander sent a transmission. His voice was filled with mockery. "Is this your defense, humans?" A broken ship from the scrapyard. Inside the Resolute, the crew said nothing. Lights flickered, engines hummed, and Captain Ward gave a single order: power up all systems. Let them laugh. Outside, the alien ships drew closer, unaware that the joke ship was about to change the history of the galaxy forever. The alien fleet spread across the stars like a storm of metal. Their ships were newer, faster, and armed with weapons that could tear planets apart. They surrounded the Resolute with confidence. To them, it wasn't a battle. It was entertainment. On the main alien ship, Admiral Kor watched the old human warship on his screen and laughed. They really sent that rust bucket to fight us? This will be over in minutes. His officers joined in laughter. Across their channels, messages were sent mocking humanity. Some even broadcast live to other worlds, a show of alien power. Inside the Resolute, the mood was different. The ship's lights flickered as power systems came online one by one. The old engines groaned, the armor creaked, and the crew worked fast. They all knew the enemy was stronger, but they also knew Captain Ward had a plan. "Status?" Ward asked, his voice steady. "Shields at 70%, weapons online, but, sir, they're expecting us to run," the weapons officer said. Ward smiled slightly. "Then let's give them a surprise." Through the windows, the alien fleet moved closer, forming a circle around the Resolute. Energy cannons charged, glowing bright. The alien admiral leaned forward. Fire. 1,000 beams of light tore through space, striking the old human ship. The explosion filled the darkness, flames, debris, silence. The aliens cheered, but then something strange happened. The fire faded, and the Resolute was still there. Its armor glowed red, but it stood unbroken. Hidden beneath its rusted surface, an ancient power system had awakened. One long thought impossible for humans to build. Captain Ward whispered, "Now, it's our turn." Silence filled the alien bridge. The bright flames around the Resolute faded into glowing dust. The ship floated there, scarred but alive, like a ghost refusing to die. Every scanner said the same thing: structural damage, minimal. Admiral Kor frowned. "Impossible. No human ship can take that hit." But the Resolute had something no alien could understand: human stubbornness. Deep inside the ship, engineers worked with sparks flying around them. Old circuits came to life. Systems from another era began to hum again. Captain Ward stood at the command center, eyes calm but fierce. "They think we're weak," he said quietly. "Let's show them what humanity does when cornered." He gave the order: "Activate the Nova Core." The crew hesitated. "Sir, that system was never tested. It could tear the ship apart." Ward didn't blink. "Then we'll go down fighting." Below the decks, an ancient power reactor, buried and forgotten since Earth's last war, roared to life. Energy surged through every weapon system. The dull gray hull of the Resolute began to shine with blue light. The alien fleet started to reposition, sensing something wrong. Their sensors screamed warnings they didn't understand. Admiral Kor shouted, "Retreat formation, maintain distance." But it was too late. The Resolute's cannons opened fire, not with ordinary plasma, but with concentrated fusion blasts. Each shot tore through alien shields like paper. In seconds, 5 enemy cruisers were gone, nothing left but vapor trails and silence. On the human ship's bridge, no one cheered. They were too focused, too ready for what was coming next. Captain Ward looked at the stars ahead and whispered, "Now they know what humans are made of." The space around the Resolute burned with light. The wreckage of alien ships floated silently, glowing like dying stars. The laughter that once filled the alien communication lines had turned into static and fear. Admiral Kor clenched his claws on the armrest of his command chair. His pride burned hotter than his ship's engines. "Focus all firepower on that human ship," he shouted. Dozens of battleships turned, weapons charging once again. Inside the Resolute, alarms screamed. Systems were overloading. The Nova Corps was pushing the ship beyond its limits. The crew worked in chaos, their hands moving fast, sweat dripping down their faces. "We can't take another full barrage, Captain," one officer yelled. Ward didn't look away from the screen. "We don't need to. We just need one shot to count." The aliens unleashed a storm of plasma. The Resolute twisted, dodging as much as it could, but explosions tore across its sides. Hull plates shattered. Oxygen alarms blared. Still, the ship fought back, its cannons firing through smoke and flame. Then came the hit. A massive blast slammed into the main deck. The lights flickered. "For a moment, everything went dark, Captain." "The engines are failing," the engineer said weakly. Ward's voice stayed steady. "Root power from life support. We hold this line." The crew obeyed without question. They were more than soldiers now. They were the last stand of humanity's pride. Outside, the alien flagship approached, massive and glowing. Admiral Kor smirked, ready for the final blow. But on the Resolute, a quiet countdown had begun. Beneath the deck, a hidden chamber opened. Something the aliens didn't know existed. A last weapon. Humanity's secret. Captain Ward's eyes narrowed. "Let's end this." The stars burned brighter as the final battle began. The Resolute floated in the middle of the alien fleet, wounded but unbroken. Sparks danced across its hull. Smoke drifted into space and the engines glowed like molten fire. Inside the alien flagship, Admiral Kor gave his final command. "All ships, concentrate fire."
"End the humans now?"
Thousands of energy blasts filled the void, crossing the darkness like falling stars. The old human ship was swallowed by explosions again and again, but still it fought back. Inside the Resolute, the crew worked like a single heartbeat. The bridge was filled with smoke and red warning lights. Panels shattered, oxygen was thin, but no one stopped. "Target the flagship," Ward said quietly. "Sir, the main cannons are overheated. Then cool them with whatever we have left." The engineer rerouted coolant from life support. Frost spread across the floors, breath turned to mist, but the weapons charged one more time. Ward looked at the enemy fleet ahead, a sea of bright metal and arrogance. His voice was calm. "Fire." The first blast hit the nearest cruiser, tearing it apart instantly. The second shot struck deeper, cutting through a battle line. The third went straight into the alien flagship. Admiral Kor's eyes widened. "No, impossible." The shot pierced his ship's core, and for a brief moment, the entire sky turned white. Then a silence. The explosion spread like a wave, consuming ship after ship until nothing remained but burning fragments. On the Resolute, the lights flickered weakly. The crew watched the destruction in silence. They had done it. Humanity had done it. Captain Ward exhaled slowly and whispered, "Let that be their lesson. Never laugh at humanity." The battlefield was silent now. The stars glowed faintly through clouds of drifting metal and ash. What had once been a mighty alien armada was now nothing more than debris, broken ships, shattered pride, and silence. In the middle of it all, the Resolute floated quietly. Its hull was blackened and cracked, its engines barely alive. Inside, the crew sat in stunned silence. The bridge lights flickered softly and the sound of crackling wires filled the air. Finally, someone whispered, We won." Captain Ward looked out through the cracked viewport. The space ahead was clear. No enemies, no threats, only the faint glow of victory. His face was calm, but his eyes were filled with both pride and sadness. "Damage report," he said softly. "Severe across all decks. Power is at 12%.
"Life support."
"Minimal." Ward nodded slowly. "Then we did what we had to." A transmission came through, weak, static-filled, but human. "This is command." "Resolute, do you copy? We saw the explosion from Earth's orbit. What happened out there?" Ward smiled faintly. "Tell them." The joke ship just saved humanity. Laughter filled the bridge, tired, broken laughter, but real. Even as the lights dimmed, the spirit of victory burned stronger than ever. Far away across alien worlds, the story spread. The humans, the weak, fragile species, had destroyed an entire fleet with a single old warship. The galaxy would never laugh at humanity again. As the Resolute drifted toward the light of a distant sun, Captain Ward closed his eyes. The ship was broken, but its name would live forever, the battleship they once called a joke.